Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to today's Bitcoin update for Tuesday 12th of July, and we are here. So Bitcoin now is trading nearly $19,600. This is something that rarely happens on a Tuesday, that you see Bitcoin being red, but unfortunately it is now red because the weekends didn't do the dump, so they actually shifted the dirty work into the early weeks as well. So right now, this is the pattern that we're forming on the weekly time frame. Just shifted on the weekly, and the weekly is quite interesting to look at because now the weekly is giving us more ideas and hints, and the more candlesticks you get, the more ideas you're gonna get, right? So what I can say about it is that you have this upper resistance right there, and you're potentially gonna have the lower resistance. So you never know if Bitcoin wants to create a very big long consolidation or a sideways movement, or this can be a bearish rectangle pattern. So you break the bearish rectangle pattern just to move even way more lower. So yep, what I'm gonna do right now is, I was kind of bored. I just wanted to see which series am I gonna look at. So let's go to Google, and I just want to watch the bearish rectangle pattern. So let's go in there, and boom, right? So this is something that you want to pay attention to because that's actually going to be effective for Bitcoin right now. So bearish rectangle pattern is a pattern that is supposed to be bearish when you are in a downtrend, right? So you just go down, you move sideways until you just don't break to the other side, right? So you go down, you move sideways inside a triangle until you don't break to move towards the downside. So this is something that can happen, and it's highly likely to happen because of two coins that actually hints that Bitcoin is looking for way more bigger dumps than we expect. Okay, maybe Bitcoin can come up with 30% dumps all of a sudden, or 35% dumps, so that they can have their 60 to 55 to 60% dumps to the downside. And what am I talking about is Cardano number one on a weekly time frame. On a weekly, we're really bearish, to be honest with you. Okay, so Cardano came down, made a bear flag. You can see a very, very clear bear flag. Until we don't break this bear flag, honestly, the technical target is down there to $0.1938. So that's where you're going to be looking to come down to, out of a technical target of the bear flag. So if you try to break it up and come up, and Bitcoin does go up as well, that's when it will be favorable to say that Bitcoin isn't looking much more dangerous. Glamour, GLMR. So here we are with the glamour thing. So you came down, that's the bear flag, guys. That's your bear flag. And the technical target takes you all the way down to 0.2306, right over here. Do you see that? As a matter of fact, this was another one in the making. So what I can say is that let's take a hint from glamour, right? Let's take a hint from glamour, because that can tell you what Bitcoin's intention really is. So this is your another flag right here, and as far as I see things, you're breaking out of it, and this is gonna be from the top here to the bottom. And when this is where you're breaking it out, you're still looking to come down a little to 0.2958, right? So how big of a drop this really is. If you do come down here, you can see it's nearly 60% of a drop that has to come for these two different altcoins. One is being Cardano, and the other one being Glamour as well. On the weekly time frame, you also might be putting in this weekly bear flag right now, and then you start to move downwards in the next. We do have 5 days to close the candlestick, of course, but something really tells me that this is going to be successful to close in a negative way. So let's remove all the drawings and switch into the daily as well, and let's look what the daily really is all about. So let's bring the EMAs as well. It seems like it was really hard to bounce off the 20. I mean, for a moment here, this is something that I really hate about trading, by the way, is that there was a good volume. Look at the volume. There was a decent volume as well. I mean, down here, not that much decent, but on a weekly time frame, there was a very nice volume, which I talked about yesterday, right? And then you had a double bottom as well, and then this was your neckline. See the neckline. You retested the neckline 2 times successfully. Just look at that. But you still end up losing this level, and we continue to the downside, which is actually really bad. And that's something that really is going to be mind-boggling for people. And once again, you are below the 10 and the 20 EMA. It seems like Bitcoin is finding the biggest, toughest time of its life to actually even ever go and touch the 55 EMA since a long time. We had the very same scenario here, sideways movement, break to the downside, right? Sideways movement and then potentially continue to break to the downside. So the downtrend still remains, it still exists. There's nothing we can even do about it. So one thing I'm going to say is that today you're looking for, in the next 16 hours, today's candlestick is going to tell us if we're going to have 3 black crows as well or not, because if you start to make another red candle, which I do suppose you're going to go way down here to $19,200, and I'm going to tell you why in just a second. So you make 3 black crows like this, then it means that you're looking for the end of the week to basically drop even way more down, maybe to back to $16,000 or even way below $16,000. So you do have a technical target to actually move way more below. So let's dive into the 4-hour time frame here, and let's talk about the 4-hour time frame, right? So we did have this some sort of a descending triangle. So that was this descending triangle. You broke the descending triangle, moved down, and pretty much sure the technical target has already been met from the descending triangle right there. So from there to there, you're looking for nearly $20,623. That has already played out. Now what's next is that once you came down, you actually made a continuation. You see, continuation of a bear flag. So this bear flag has a technical target that is coming in from there to there, and we're looking for Bitcoin to basically come down to $18,908. And that actually, I told you, if you do come down here on the daily, what you're going to do, you're going to be printing out a 3 black crows. So once you come down here, you made the 3 black crows. The question really is it going to actually bounce off this area and start to move higher, move sideways? But I highly doubt that can happen, because you're going to have very clear 3 black crows right now, and there's a huge sell-off. Let me tell you that. Look at the volume. Massive sell-off right there. Do you see that? A lot of people are selling. I just don't know why these idiots are selling, even though Bitcoin is cheap right now. I don't know, they've lost their minds or what. Come on, man, buy Bitcoin. It's super cheap. But there's definition of cheap for every single person. Even when we're up here, $69,000, people said it's cheap. 45,000 said it's cheap. 30,000 said it's cheap. 19,000, it's gonna be cheap. Maybe when it comes to $10,000, it's gonna be cheap. Who knows? Maybe go back to $1,000 and we're gonna say it's still cheap. So Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It will always be known for being cheap all the time, right? So that's it for this quick update. It's not very quick, maybe a little bit lengthy update on Bitcoin, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.